This is a look back at the golden era of Japanese performance cars, the 1990s, a time when Japan's bubble economy was bursting, but its automotive industry was producing some of the most legendary, most iconic, and frankly, most desirable cars the world has ever seen. Today we're going to count down the top 10 JDM cars from that incredible decade. These aren't just cars, they are cultural phenomena, digital heroes from Gran Turismo, and the stars of movies and magazines that defined a generation of enthusiasts. So get ready for a serious dose of nostalgia because we're diving deep into the quirks and features of these amazing machines. The influence these cars had is frankly unbelievable. They completely reshaped the performance car landscape, proving that you didn't need a European badge to have a world-beating sports car. They brought advanced technology like all-wheel drive, twin turbocharging, and high-revving VTC engines to the masses, or at least to the slightly more than masses. Their legacy is everywhere you look today, from the tuner scene and drift culture to the skyrocketing auction prices that prove their desirability hasn't just lasted, it's grown exponentially. These are the cars that many of us had on posters on our bedroom walls, and now they're certified automotive legends. So for the next few minutes, we're going to go through them one by one. I'll talk about what made each one so special, their weirdest quirks, their coolest features, and why they've earned a permanent spot in the Automotive Hall of Fame. This isn't just a list, it's a celebration of a unique moment in time when Japanese automakers were at the absolute peak of their powers, building cars not just for transportation, but for the sheer joy of driving. And it all starts with one of the most famous Japanese cars of all time. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a car that proves you don't need massive horsepower to have a massive amount of fun, the original Mazda MX5 Miata, the NA generation. Now, when this car came out in 1989, it was a revelation. The classic British roadster was basically extinct, killed off by reliability issues and changing regulations. And then Mazda comes along and says, what if we made one of those? But, it actually started every morning. The result was a lightweight, perfectly balanced, rear-wheel drive convertible that was affordable, reliable, and an absolute riot to drive. It was simple, pure, and it connected the driver to the road in a way that few cars at any price could match. And then there are the quirks and features. The most famous, of course, are the pop-up headlights. They give the NA Miata this incredibly happy, friendly face that is just impossible to dislike. It's like a little automotive puppy. Inside, it's incredibly basic, but that's the whole point. You get a fantastic short-throw shifter, a simple set of gauges, and that's about it. Everything is focused on the driving experience. This car single-handedly revived the roadster market and has built one of the most loyal and dedicated cult followings in the entire car world. It's a true icon of automotive joy and a deserving start to our list. Coming in at number 9 is a car that completely shattered the stereotype that front-wheel drive cars couldn't be serious performance machines, the Honda Integra Type R. Now, this wasn't just an Integra with some sporty bits bolted on. Honda went to obsessive lengths to make this car a track weapon. They added extra welds for chassis rigidity, they removed sound, deadening to save weight, they gave it a limited slip differential, and they put in those amazing red Recaro seats. The result was one of the best handling front-wheel drive cars ever made. It was sharp, it was precise, and it communicated every single thing the front tires were doing. But the real heart of the Type R, the feature everyone talks about, is its engine, the B18C5. A tiny 1.8-liter four-cylinder that, with the magic of VT Tech, screamed its way to an 8,400 RPM redline while making nearly 200 horsepower. That's over 100 horsepower per liter from a naturally aspirated engine in the 1990s. It was frankly an engineering masterpiece. Driving one is a two-part experience. Below 6,000 RPM, it's a normal Honda. But once VTEC kicks in, the engine note changes completely and it just pulls and pulls all the way to redline. It's an addictive, exhilarating experience, and it cemented the Type R's legendary status. At number 8, we have a car that brought the exotic mid-engine supercar layout to the masses, or at least to a much more attainable price point. This is the second-generation Toyota MR2, the SW20. Just look at it. With its sleek, low-slung lines, side air intakes, and T-top roof option, it genuinely looked like a baby Ferrari. It had the wow factor of a supercar without the terrifying maintenance bills, which is a very, very appealing combination. and placing the engine behind the driver gave it incredible balance and handling characteristics, though it also earned a reputation for snap oversteer if you weren't careful with it. Toyota offered the MR2 with a few different engines, but the one everyone wanted was the turbo model. In Japan, the GTS model came with the 3S GTE engine, a 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder that made this lightweight little sports car seriously quick. It was a proper performance machine. The interior was also very cool and driver-focused, with a cockpit-like feel that wrapped around you. The MR2 was a bold, exciting, and slightly dangerous car that offered a truly unique driving experience. It was Toyota showing off that they could build more than just reliable sedans, and they knocked it out of the park. Our number 7 spot goes to a car that is, without a doubt, the undisputed king of the drift scene, the Nissan Sylvia S15. While its predecessors, the S13 and S14, were also hugely popular, the S15, sold from 1999, was the ultimate evolution of the Sylvia formula. It had a beautifully balanced rear-wheel drive chassis, a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and a potent turbocharged engine. It was basically engineered from the ground up to go sideways, and an entire global subculture was built around doing just that. The S15 is to drifting what a Stratocaster is to rock and roll. It's the essential instrument. The top spec model in Japan was the Spec R, and it came with the legendary SR20 DET engine, a 2.0-liter turbo 4 that officially made 247 horsepower, though many suspect it was underrated. More importantly, it was incredibly tunable. The SR20 is a legend in the tuning world for its ability to handle huge amounts of boost and make massive power. The S15 also just looked the part. It had aggressive, modern styling that still looks fantastic today. Its combination of looks, performance, and its massive role in popularizing drifting makes the S15 Sylvia an absolute icon of the late 90s JDM scene. Cracking the top half of our list at number 6 is a car forged in the crucible of the World Rally Championship, the Subaru Impreza WRX STI. If you grew up in the 90s, the image of a blue Impreza with gold wheels flying through a forest, spitting gravel and flames is burned into your brain. This was the car of legends like Colin McRae and Richard Burns. And the coolest part was that Subaru sold a version, the WRX STI, that you could actually buy, which was incredibly close to the actual rally car. It was a genuine homologation special for the road. The key to its success and its defining feature was the combination of two things: a turbocharged boxer engine and symmetrical all-wheel drive. The boxer engine gave it a low center of gravity and that iconic, unmistakable Subaru rumble from its unequal length headers. The all-wheel drive system gave it phenomenal traction, allowing it to put its power down on any surface, whether it was tarmac, gravel, or snow. The giant hood scoop feeding the intercooler and the massive rear wing weren't just for show. They were functional pieces of its performance pedigree. The STI was a raw, aggressive, and unbelievably capable machine. At number 5, we have the arch nemesis to the Subaru, the other titan of 90s rally, the Mitsubishi Lancer evolution, specifically the Evo 6. The Lancer versus Impreza rivalry was one of the greatest in automotive history, and for every Colin McRae fan, there was a Tommy Mäkinen fan. Mäkinen dominated the WRC in the late 90s behind the wheel of his Lancer Evo, and Mitsubishi released the Lancer Evolution 6 Tommy Mäkinen edition to celebrate, which is one of the most desirable Evo models ever. The Evo was a technological powerhouse, a four-door sedan that could embarrass supercars. Like the Subaru, it had a 2.0-liter turbocharged engine and all-wheel drive, but Mitsubishi's system was arguably even more advanced. It featured an active yaw control, or AYC system, which was a computer-controlled rear differential that could shuffle torque between the rear wheels to help the car rotate and pull it through corners. It felt like magic, defying the laws of physics. The Evo 6 also had incredibly aggressive styling, with its massive angular front bumper full of vents and that huge adjustable rear wing. It looked like it wanted to fight you, and on a twisty road it had the performance to back it up. For our number 4 spot, we have a car that honestly completely redefined what a supercar could be. This is the original Honda NSX. Before the NSX came along in 1990, supercars were, well, notoriously difficult. They were unreliable, uncomfortable, hard to see out of, and just generally a pain to drive anywhere but a racetrack. Then Honda, the company known for Civics and Accords, decided to build a mid-engine exotic to compete with Ferrari, and they brought in the legendary Formula One driver Ayrton Senna to help them fine-tune the chassis. The result was, frankly, revolutionary. It was the world's first all-aluminum production car, which made it incredibly lightweight and rigid. The engine was a high-revving, mid-mounted V6 with, of course, VTEC. But the truly amazing thing was its usability. It had comfortable seats, great visibility, air conditioning that actually worked, and the legendary Honda reliability. You could genuinely drive it to the grocery store every day. It proved that a supercar didn't have to be a compromise. It could be both exhilarating and easy to live with. Its low-slung F-16 fighter jet-inspired cockpit and timeless design still looks stunning today, making it a true game-changer. Taking the bronze medal at number 3 is honestly one of the most beautiful and unique sports cars ever to come from Japan. The third-generation Mazda RX-7, the FD. Just look at it. The design is absolutely timeless. It's a symphony of smooth, flowing curves with no hard edges, creating a shape that is both elegant and aggressive. It's one of those rare car designs that is almost universally considered perfect. Even today, more than 30 years after it debuted, it still looks modern and incredibly special. It is without a doubt a masterpiece of automotive styling. But the beauty was more than skin deep. Underneath that gorgeous hood was its most famous and controversial feature. The 13B-REW twin-rotor Wankel engine, equipped with a complex sequential twin turbocharger system. This system was designed to provide boost across the entire rev range, with a smaller turbo for low RPMs and a larger one that came on stream around 4,500 RPM. When that second turbo hit, the acceleration was ferocious. The rotary engine was also incredibly compact and lightweight, allowing Mazda to place it behind the front axle for a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, giving the FD legendary handling. It was a brilliant, complex, and utterly captivating sports car. In the runner-up spot, a car that honestly needs absolutely no introduction. A true titan of the JDM world and a certified Hollywood superstar. This is, of course, the A80, the Mark IV Toyota Supra. For an entire generation of car enthusiasts, this car is a legend, thanks in no small part to its starring role in The Fast and the Furious. But even before it was Brian O'Connor's 10-second car, the Supra was already revered in the tuning community for one main reason: its engine. The mighty 2JZ GTE, a 3-liter inline-six twin-turbocharged engine that is honestly one of the most robust and over-engineered power plants ever put into a production car. From the factory it made 326 horsepower, which was a lot for the time, but its true genius was its strength. The iron block was so strong that tuners quickly discovered you could throw massive amounts of boost at a stock 2JZ and it would just ask for more. Getting 700, 800, even 1,000 horsepower out of them became commonplace. This incredible tuning potential, combined with its fantastic Grand Tourer styling, that huge iconic hoop wing, the driver-focused cockpit, the 4-element taillights, cemented its place in history. The Supra wasn't just a car, it was a platform for building monsters, a legend of both the street and the screen. And now the number 1 JDM car of the 1990s, the King, the legend, the car known around the world by one name, Godzilla. This is the Nissan Skyline GT-R R34. While the R32 and R33 were incredible machines that dominated motorsport, the R34, launched in 1999, was the ultimate evolution. It was the poster car, the hero of Gran Turismo, the final and most technologically advanced form of the 90s GT-R. Its design was brutally effective, muscular, angular, and impossibly aggressive. It looked like it was carved from a single block of pure purpose. Under the hood was the final version of the legendary RB26DT engine, a 2.6-liter twin-turbo inline-six that was officially rated at 276 horsepower due to the Japanese gentleman's agreement. But everyone knew it made well over 300 from the factory. But the real magic was the Atisa ETS Pro all-wheel drive system and Super Hikas four-wheel steering. It was a technological tour de force. The most famous feature, though, was the multifunction display in the center of the dash, designed by the creators of Gran Turismo, which showed everything from boost pressure to G-forces. The R34 GTR wasn't just a car, it was a video game brought to life. a technological monster that could destroy supercars, and it is, without a doubt, the most iconic JDM car of its era. And there you have it, a journey back to the absolute golden age of Japanese performance cars. From the simple, pure fun of the Miata to the technological terror of the R34 GTR, the 1990s gave us a truly incredible and diverse range of automotive icons. Each one of these cars has its own unique personality, its own quirks and features, and its own dedicated following that keeps the passion alive today. These cars weren't just metal, glass, and rubber. They were the embodiment of an era of ambition, innovation, and a whole lot of fun. They defined a generation, and their legacy continues to influence car culture all over the world. But this is just my list, and the great thing about this era is that there are so many amazing cars to choose from. Maybe you're a die-hard fan of the Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4 with its active aero, or maybe the Nissan 300ZX twin-turbo is your pick. The list of incredible machines is almost endless. So now I want to hear from you. Head down to the comments and let me know, what is your favorite JDM car of the 1990s? Did I miss one that you think deserves to be on this list? I'm genuinely curious to see what you all think. Thank you all so much for watching and taking this trip down memory lane with me. It's been an absolute pleasure to revisit these legends. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content celebrating the greatest cars ever made, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And as you go about your day, just take a moment to appreciate the sheer brilliance and excitement that was the 90s JDM scene. It was a special time, and these cars are the proof.